asleep. Outside the sleeping bag, the sun is already high into the sky. The air around is clear and dry. I get up puffy-eyed and arthritic from the ground. My mouth is already dry and cracked, and my face and hands are covered with mosquito bites. Some sunburn from yesterday morning is hurting. Beyond the pines are burned grass and clumps of earth and sand so bright they are hard to look at. The heat, silence, and barren hills and blank sky give a feeling of great, intense space. Not a bit of moisture in the sky. Today's going to be a scorcher. I walk out of the pines onto a stretch of barren sand between some grass and watch for a long time, meditatively. I've decided today's Chautauqua will begin to explore Phaedrus' world. It was intended earlier simply to restate some of his ideas that relate to technology and human values, and make no reference to him personally, but the pattern of thought and memory that occurred last night has indicated this is not the way to go. To omit him now would be to run from something that should not be run from. In the first gray of the morning, what Chris said about his Indian friend's grandmother came back to me, clearing something up. She said ghosts appear when someone has not been buried right. That's true. He never was buried right, and that's exactly the source of the trouble. Later I turn and see John is up and looking at me, uncomprehendingly. He is still not really awake, and now walks aimlessly in circles to clear his head. Soon Sylvia is up too, and her left eye is all puffed up. I ask her what happened. She says it is from mosquito bites. I begin to collect gear to repack the cycle. John does the same. When this is done, we get a fire started while Sylvia opens up packages of bacon and eggs and bread for breakfast. When the food is ready, I go over and wake Chris. He doesn't want to get up. I tell him again. He says no. I grab the bottom of the sleeping bag, give it a mighty tablecloth jerk, and he is out of it, blinking in the pine needles. It takes him a while to figure out what has happened while I roll up the sleeping bag. He comes to breakfast looking insulted, eats one bite, says he isn't hungry, his stomach hurts. I point to the lake down below us, so strange in the middle of the semi-desert, but he doesn't show any interest. He repeats his complaint. I just let it go by, and John and Sylvia disregard it too. I'm glad they were told what the situation is with him. It might have created real friction otherwise. We finish breakfast silently, and I'm oddly tranquil.